You saw as we headed to the break, there was a soundbite from Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, basically saying that you're too new, too green, you don't know your way around, and that you are too fresh to be Speaker.
Well, a couple of things. First, it's good to be with you. Number one, before I got to Congress, I spent 20 years in the financial industry, something that leadership here on Capitol Hill definitely needs. Number two, spent 4 years in the legislature in Florida. I chaired 2 committees there. And number three, since being here on Capitol Hill, I've worked intimately with members of our leadership team and members all through the conference, both appropriators and authorizers, to get some of our biggest pieces of legislation accomplished this Congress. So with all...
In this explosive hearing, Representative Byron Donalds destroys Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez after she snaps over questions about reckless government spending. AOC loses control as Byron calmly exposes her failed economic logic and calls out the left's obsession with big government. Watch as he dismantles her arguments piece by piece and delivers a masterclass in conservative leadership. This is one of the most powerful moments in Congress, and a clear reminder that truth still stands stronger than progressive emotion. Subscribe to Illuminate for more uncensored political breakdowns and reactions from a patriotic perspective.
When your time is,
I asked to introduce something by unanimous consent.
Mr. Donalds for 5 minutes.
Is it being introduced?
Chair recognizes Mr. Donalds for 5 minutes. Byron, it's your time.
The rules require you to recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
No.
Yes, for a point of order, they absolutely do.
Chair recognizes Mr. Donalds.
The motion.
And is Mr. Donald's time ticking too?
Order.
No,
Chair
Mr. Donald's time
Mr.
is not going to tick. Actually, Mr. Chairman, I request his clock be set back to 5 minutes.
Set
so we can.
Clock back to 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, can I just make a parliamentary inquiry then? Are we not to make points of order on either side during
You keep speaking about no evidence. Why don't you all just listen and
I'm trying to introduce evidence.
You've already introduced. You've already had your share of evidence.
Are you admitting it?
Mr. Donalds, 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Dubinsky, I want to come to you quickly. A lot of talk about evidence. On the screens in the room, we have an organizational chart from the IRS investigative team that was looking into the business practices of Hunter Biden and his associates. This org chart is from 2014. Now, Mr. Dubinsky, when my former life, I was in community banking, and I'm comfortable with looking at organizational charts. When I first saw this chart, the first thing I thought about was a real estate holding company or a developer, and this is not to demean developers in the great East State of America, but developers typically have multiple companies that float with various business interests and business lines. But the funny thing is that in the business dealings of Hunter Biden, there is no real estate, none at all. So, Mr. Dubinsky, in your professional experience, looking at this organizational chart of business structure, what do you see here?
I see a very complicated structure of entities that are interrelated and would give me concern. If I were an investigator, I would want to know what's going on in these entities, who's behind them, how's the money moving between them, and what is the substance of the transactions? What's really going on here?
Mr. Dubinsky, do you think it's in the interest of this committee that is now in an inquiry phase to actually find out all of the flow of money between these entities and what the purpose was?
Absolutely.
Next slide, please. For my colleagues on the other side, we're going to start talking evidence now. This is now a slide of the organizational chart of the Hunter Biden business companies and with associates from 2018, from the same IRS investigators who broke down the business structure in 2014. Does this slide cause you the same concern, Mr. Dubinsky?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Now let's talk about some more. Actually, one point I want to make on this. Ladies and gentlemen, and I know it's kind of small, so I would love to submit, I will submit all this for the record. I would love my colleagues on the other side to see this. In 2014, one of the key owners was Devin Archer, who did testify and was under deposition under oath by the Oversight Committee. In 2018, Devin Archer is no longer listed, but his wife, Krista Archer, is now listed. Mr. Dubinsky, when you see a situation where ownership interest moves from one spouse to the other, is that a concern of some level of fraud potentially?
I would call it a red flag. That's something I would look at and again, try to get to the bottom of what happened there. Was it just transferred? Was there money behind it? What was going on? Okay, thank you. Next slide. Now, this is to a text message. This is a text message between, it's going to Naomi Biden. That's what this one is. Hold on, wait, so let me get my stuff back.
There we go. Sorry. This is the WhatsApp text message between Jim Biden and Hunter Biden. In this text message, it clearly says, anyway, we can talk later, but you've been drawn into something purely for the purpose of protecting Dad. This is between Hunter Biden and Jim Biden. Last time I checked, the father of Jim Biden and Joe Biden is now passed away. So I'm assuming this is Hunter Biden saying to Jim Biden, the president's brother, that you've been brought in this for the sole purpose of protecting Dad. Miss O'Connor, do you think that this text message would lead this committee to get further information about the business dealings of Hunter Biden and how that actually links to Jim Biden, the president's brother, and why they are so concerned with protecting Dad, a.k.a. Joe Biden, a.k.a. the President of the United States?
Yes.
Thank you. Next slide, please. This is a text message between Hunter Biden and Naomi Biden. And this one is a famous one. Everybody knows this one. This is a famous one that says, I hope you all do what I did and pay for everything for this entire family for 30 years. It's really hard. But don't worry, unlike Pop, I won't make you give me half your salary. Mr. Dubinsky, if you saw a text message like this in a potential money laundering operation or a potential pay-for-play operation, would you be looking for information related to money going from son to father?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Thank you. Next slide. Oh, this is a fun one. Ladies and gentlemen, this one is from 2018. This is about 4 months before Joe Biden launched his campaign for president of the United States, December 2018. The highlight is, this is a text message between Jim Biden and Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden was in a bad way, by the way. He was really strung out. He lost a bunch of money. He needed help. Jim Biden says, this can work. You need a safe harbor. I can work with your father alone. It'll probably take several months and everybody can read the text. Ms. O'Connor, Mr. Dubinsky, if you saw a text message like this between the president's brother and the president's son, wouldn't you be concerned about them trying to give plausible deniability for the president of the United States to not have any knowledge of said business dealings?
It's worth.
Gentleman's time's expired, but please answer the question.
It's worth investigating.
Mr. Dubinsky?
I would agree. I would investigate this.
I yield back. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman yields back. Before I recognize Mr. Christian Morte, Mr. Goldman, I will give you an opportunity to quickly recognize you for your point of order.
I just want to make sure that page 131 of the transcript of the Devon Archer interview is entered into the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
Serious. And the prospect of impeachment is also a gravely serious matter, which has been echoed by our witnesses today. And any serious impeachment investigation or inquiry relies on firsthand sworn testimony of witnesses to high crimes or misdemeanors. Today, the Republican majority has called in 3 witnesses to advance their case. Mr. Turley, I have a simple question for you. In your testimony today, are you presenting any firsthand witness account of crimes committed by the President of the United States?
No, I'm not.
No, you are not. Ms. O'Connor, you are the second Republican witness here today. Have you?
Welcome back to Illuminate, the channel that pulls back the curtain and shines a light on what's really happening in Washington. If you love this country, believe in truth, and are tired of the lies from the left, make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap the bell, and like this video, because what I'm about to show you is something the mainstream media won't touch. In today's hearing, things got heated fast. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez snapped after Byron Donalds confronted her over the government's reckless spending and failed economic policies. You could see it on her face: frustration, panic, and that trademark arrogance the left shows when they're caught with no facts to stand on. AOC tried to claim that more spending equals more compassion, but Byron Donalds wasn't having it. He calmly dismantled her talking points one by one. He exposed how our so-called investments are actually robbing hardworking Americans through inflation, taxation, and massive debt that our kids will be forced to pay. And when she snapped, yelling about inequality and fairness, Byron didn't flinch. He reminded her that government doesn't create wealth. The private sector does. He said what so many Americans are thinking: we don't need more government handouts. We need accountability and opportunity. That's what makes Byron Donalds so powerful. He's not afraid to call out hypocrisy, even when it's unpopular. He looked AOC in the eye and told her the truth. Her so-called compassion is just another disguise for control. Every time she pushes for more government, more spending, and more programs, she's tightening the leash on American freedom. What we're witnessing here is the left's emotional breakdown. They can't defend the results of their policies, inflation, dependency, debt, so they resort to outrage and theatrics. But America is waking up. Patriots across this country are tired of watching elites like AOC play victim while they destroy the economy. Byron Donalds showed real leadership. Calm, firm, factual. He didn't shout. He didn't insult. He just hit her with reality, and she couldn't handle it. That's the kind of strength we need more of in Congress. People who care about the Constitution, not their Twitter followers. Make no mistake, this exchange wasn't just a debate, it was a turning point. It showed how fragile the left's narrative really is when confronted with truth. Byron Donalds didn't just win the argument. He exposed the entire illusion of progressive economics in one moment. If you're tired of seeing America dragged through the mud by politicians who think feelings matter more than facts, this is your sign. Subscribe to Illuminate because we're not backing down. We're fighting for truth, liberty, and accountability. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Byron Donalds embarrassed AOC today? Or do you think the left will keep doubling down on failed policies? Drop a comment below.